Good morning, everybody. Figured I'd take this nice fine morning to bring to you a little video, a little example of some of the things that I've been doing basically my whole life. And yesterday went to the police department slash sheriff's department and had a pretty interesting experience. I was just basically going there to ask some questions and get some complaint forms to file complaints, formal complaints, and also to congratulate and say thanks to a couple of officers. I thought it would be a pretty simple visit, didn't expect much, but I always record things. Unfortunately, I was thinking I might have to use this phone that I'm using right now, which is my cell phone that's connected to the network, and I wanted to have that ability to access my phone, so I unfortunately used a backup phone and could only get the audio to function properly. So I did the best I could with just getting audio until I get a body cam for the kind of stuff that I'm doing now. Protect myself and get everything on a easier way to share all this video footage that I have and the other things that I've done. It's definitely time to get a body cam and turn this into something bigger and greater because I can only use so much by myself. So a little backstory before I play the audio. I'm a veteran of the United States Army. I was arrested on charges that I didn't commit back in 2013 and 2016. And the prosecutor and all of the police, they didn't investigate anything. They assaulted me. They violated every right that I have and you have. And I learned the hard way that the system just doesn't work. You're innocent until proven guilty. Everything that you've been taught is basically a lie. And, being a veteran and risking my life and putting my life on the line for everybody else's, I did feel extremely offended by the fact that, I wasn't innocent until proven guilty. I was thrown in jail. My life was ruined all over somebody's false accusations. And then the person who makes the false accusations never got in trouble. In fact, did it twice to me. I was facing life in prison for things that I didn't do. They ended up dismissing all charges, and except for a resisting arrest, which was where they arrested me and assaulted me, and I wasn't resisting arrest at all. They were on a rampage trying to find any reason they could to beat the crap out of me and throw me in jail. And they did so without an investigation, and they violated all my rights in doing so. And I recorded them, and I have evidence of them, and I've been trying to get somebody within this legal system to hold them accountable. And I've jumped through all the hoops that a human being could think of, or anybody could think of, really, to try to get remedy using the system. And I'm here to tell you folks that the entire system is corrupt. The court system is corrupt. The police, every police department, every county, every government, every form of government we have is entirely corrupt. It's the good old boys club. Nobody's going to hold these people accountable. And the more you try to hold them accountable, the more they attack you, the more they come out and swarm you. So of course I've taken this personally, but I'm not doing any of this for personal attention. In fact, I'm the kind of guy I'd rather not have attention. I would rather live out in the woods, be left alone, stay as far away from society as I can. But unfortunately, I was on the road to do that, and I look up at the sky, and there's just trails all over the place. And I'm talking about what people think is a condensation trail. I was going to buy some land in Washington State. And I look up, and I thought, well, what's the point of being a hermit if they're just, going to continue to exterminate us and everything else that's living on this planet? And what good am I doing anybody, including myself or my children, by going out in the woods and hiding like a hermit? I mean, I could have done it, but I felt like it was a coward thing to do when I know what's going on in the sky. Being a ex-helicopter crew chief, pilot, and much more for the United States Army, Uh, there's way too much to talk about with the subject of geoengineering, but the trails in the sky are no good. And I know this from personal experience. And with turbofan, high bypass turbofan jet engines on helicopters are practically the same as on jetliners for commercial purposes, for flying to see your family on vacation. The whole subject of this corruption, and I'm talking about my personal life corruption, that stuff that happened to me, and I'm talking about this governmental and worldwide corruption that's happening. I couldn't stay silent anymore. So I started trying to do things to fix the problem by myself. I tried to inspire other people to help me do things. And it seems that I'm in a battle mostly by myself. And I see a lot of people, good men and women, rather, out here fighting the good fight. I don't personally know them, and it's hard to connect with people. And with all the censorship and all of the purposeful division of people, it's really, really difficult to get people together. We're so scattered and confused, it seems. I've tried to pave a way, and I say try. I have paved a way. I've succeeded in a lot of things that I've done. I've represented myself in court on basically both of those life sentences that I was facing. I had a public offender representative person. And I used the public defender basically to be a line to the outside world, because when I was in jail, you basically couldn't call anybody on a cell phone. My public offender didn't really do anything for me. I did all the work, and they stood next to me for a moment or two until the charges got dismissed. So they didn't necessarily do me any good. And then I hired an attorney for a custody case. And then I ended up having to fire him because he was useless, just trying to collect money for doing absolutely nothing. So I fired him and represented myself in 2 back-to-back custody battles because my ex was trying to get full custody, and then she appealed the judge's decision, or the referee's decision, rather. She appealed the decision, and so it went to court again. So I'm giving you a little backstory here so that, I didn't really necessarily introduce myself on any platform in great detail. I just have thrown some videos out here, so I wanted to kind of give more of a backstory into why I'm doing this and what's going on, because randomly it might just look like I'm some crazy guy out here. I don't know what people think anymore, but it doesn't matter to me what people think. I know what I'm doing. I'm doing the maximum to try to turn humanity around, get this poison out of our air, our food, and our water. And unfortunately, I seem to be a very, very select few people that are actually out here doing things. I only participated in Facebook to experiment with why people aren't out here actually doing things, and to see if you could in fact inspire people on that platform to get out and do things. And it seems like a lost cause for the most part, but there are great things about media platforms. So I'm putting this out here hoping that we can inspire something. I can't do any of this by myself and fix it all. Pretty much impossible, but I'm doing my part, and I'm pushing, and I'm trying to open up new ideas and collaborate with new people over, let's get together, let's unite, because right now is the best time to do that, because we're facing some serious challenges here, folks, and government isn't solving any of our problems. Obviously, they're creating them. Problem, reaction, solution, fake media. I'm going to be bringing you a lot more stuff. I've had a busy life. I've recovered from being homeless after having my life ruined by these police on 2 occasions. So forgive me if I seem scattered, but I have tons and tons of footage and evidence and documents, and it's a whole file cabinet. And with time, I was hoping to write a book. I'm in the middle of the book, so to speak. I've got, a great outline, and I've got plenty of content. I could write a huge series of books, but I'm trying to put it together in a nutshell. It's a very difficult thing to do because I want to include all of the evidence and all the video. And I think if people really take a look at what I've gone through, first of all, it'll piss you off. Because when you really see, like, somebody's gone out here and tried to to jump through all these hoops like you would see on TV, and to try to use the system to get to the bottom of it, to get resolution to these worldwide tyrannical government mentalities that are ruining this planet, literally, in every way. We are in the sixth largest extinction event. Most people don't see it yet because you can't see microscopic things with your eyeballs. I'm talking about the flora and the fauna in the soil. It's being poisoned all over this earth. The things that they're dumping in the sky, they are affecting you. They are making you toxic, which will make your body manifest viruses to get rid of those tissues. And we share tissues with everything. They're now trying to make everything out to be like Corona. They're doing this on purpose. It's all a hoax. I tried to report this yesterday, and one more thing I'm going to add before I play this audio is a little backstory about my level of determination. And when I was in the Army, we went to the field. We had companies of around 260 men, something like that, 4 platoons of 60-ish guys. We went to the field and we trained and, pretended we were, playing war. We set up a perimeter, had foxholes, the whole 9 yards, basically played war for a week. On this excursion, it was a bit of a sneaky, not so on the books challenge that was issued to us to go and steal other companies' flags, guidons. So one night, myself and 5 of my friends decided we were going to go and we were going to do this, and we were going to get somebody's guidon. So we went down, and to keep this story short, we went and we infiltrated their perimeters. They had 2 perimeters, an outer perimeter and inner perimeter, and then they had guards around their tent. 24 hours, everybody was awake in a foxhole, alternating all day, all night. We snuck in, we got their flag, and we escaped. My level of determination and my will is something that I guess is unmatched in this world. Not many people have this level of insanity, I guess you could call it. A lot of people think I'm crazy, but I know exactly what I'm doing. I know what I'm capable of, and I see patterns, and that was one of the things that the military really liked about me. When I tested for the military, I was surprised, as well as they were surprised, that I did so great on the test. I was offered any job that I wanted, including military intelligence, which unfortunately, honestly, I had a juvenile record for shoplifting. I had stole some cigarettes and stuff when I was a kid, and so I wasn't allowed to be in military intelligence because I had a juvenile record, so that disqualifies you from being military intelligence. But I tested high enough to be in military intelligence. I didn't want to because I already know how that worked anyway, so what I wanted to do was something that I continued to use in life and benefit me, so that's why I chose being a helicopter mechanic / pilot, because it was a useful career when one would get out of the Army. My drill sergeants tried to talk me into doing recon or ranger stuff because I was top notch, and I told them, yeah, that's great, like I could go and be Mr. Recon and Mr. fucking super soldier parachuter, and I could go do all that stuff, and that's awesome, dude. It would be great. It would be fun. I would love it, actually. It's that badass stuff that I joined for, but what good is that when I get out? Like, what good is that? Like, I want something that I can use when I'm done here. So that's why I chose what I chose, Black Hawk mechanic / crew chief, whatever you want to call it, / pilot. But they ended up violating my contract and didn't give me a vision waiver, so they wouldn't technically let me be a pilot. So that's when I exited the Army. And I found out firsthand that the government screws you from day one. They screw the soldiers, they're screwing the people. I mean, the whole thing's a scam. So here I am, folks. That's as much backstory as I can give you, and I'm sorry it took so long, but I feel like if you know a little bit more about me, then this audio will make much more sense. And so here we go. I'm going to play the audio from yesterday's excursion at the Grand Traverse County Sheriff's / Police Department in Traverse City, Michigan, in the United States of America. incorporated. It means it's a dead entity. It's bankrupt. It's been taken over a long time ago. So here we go. This is what you get when you go and you beg police to stop other corrupt police, which are all police. Guilt by association. Ignorance is no excuse for the law, right? Well, they're all corrupt, or at least most of them are corrupt in what they're doing every day. So then the rest are guilty by association because they don't stop their fellow police officers from doing immoral acts and charging people with no victim crimes. This is insanity what's going on. It's constructive fraud, and it's been fraud since the beginning of this world, basically, that we know. The whole of history has been one big psychopath game against good people, good men and women. And that's what we got to turn this around, folks. So as hopeless as it may sound, I still push and pry every single day to get this world to be free, because I see a world where we could all live in unity and have super abundance. Like, we could all have abundance, and I do have a plan. It's gonna take a while to dish out the plan, but I'm not just spitting shit out of my mouth that I don't intend to back up or couldn't talk about in detail and lecture about for hours. So I dare anybody to say that I don't, or I'm a fearmonger or anything like that, or I'm causing trouble. No, I'm looking for the solutions to get to the heaven on earth that is supposed to be here right now. But this is hell because of the way the mentalities are. So I'm exposing things, and that changes things. Exposure. Expose the psychopaths, okay? You have to expose them, and you have to understand how to see the psychopaths, because there's a pattern here. They all behave the same way. So we need to recognize the psychopathic behavior and stomp it out. Because if you don't stomp out the psychopathic behavior and don't learn to recognize the psychopathic behavior, then all you're doing is just, even if you get the top guy, you've got other people to replace it. Like, you can't just take out the bad guy. There's another bad guy waiting in line. We have to recognize the bad guy pattern, the psychopath pattern, and the actions that make one performing a psychopathic act. There are acts. There are people out here that are good men and women, but they're performing psychopathic acts, and they don't even know it. And then when you try to tell them, they get upset. We need to just own the shit we're doing and turn around. Like, I always forgive people that wake up and take ownership of what they've done and stop doing it, because it's fucking immoral. So there's certain things out here you need to take a look at, people. You're doing immoral shit. It comes with consequences. And I could go on about that for days. Like, I'm not some chump out here talking out of my ass. I dare anybody. I'll challenge anybody to a debate. Video debate, whatever. Face-to-face, whatever. Come lecture, whatever it takes to wake people up. That's what I'm willing to do. So if you want to collaborate with me somehow, I'm all for it. I'm not selfish here. I'm not looking for attention. I don't give a shit about attention. I never wanted to be a fucking rock star or a superstar, because I don't want to be in the fucking limelight. I want to do my thing and be left the fuck alone. But you can't even do that on this fucking planet. You got everybody trying to fucking take from you. Take, motherfucking take. Why are you taking from me? Go get your own shit. Why do we have to pay taxes? Go fucking create something of value. Why are you taking from me? Like, I think of a way that the government could make money actually doing good things, and then we wouldn't have to pay taxes, and we would all voluntarily defend our country on the drop of a dime. We wouldn't even need a military. We could all literally be trained in school how to take care of ourselves, how to defend ourselves, but that's not being done. So I know I'm rambling, but I like to try to paint this big picture so it makes sense. 20 minutes is nothing. I could do this all day. So here's the audio from the police department. All right, here we go into the Grand Traverse Sheriff's Department / Police Department. I'm going to be doing some inquiring into multiple things. And this is a record of the event. Here we go. Put this in my pocket. It's a small building. There's signs on the door. I had to stop and read the signs. You know, they're trying to ask everybody to wear masks and shit, and like basically, you know, one person at a time in the lobby. The lady had a huge piece of plexiglass between her and me, and then there was like the regular plexiglass. It's like the bulletproof glass. So it was like, this is why I was speaking loudly. I wasn't yelling. Good morning. Which they'll refer to. I have a whole list of things I'd like your help with this morning. I would like formal complaint forms for officers and anybody else who's in the legal system that they may pertain to. I would like to ask you who else that would pertain to, as far as would that pertain to prosecutors and judges and things like that as well? Or would that be a separate form to file complaints on those people?
Well, anything to do with the prosecutors or anything, those have to go through them. We don't, I can give you a complaint form for an officer.
Well, I'd like that too.
That's about the extent that I'm going to be able to do. If you got a complaint about a prosecutor and that, you have to go through them. Okay.
Yeah, I've had you help me before with some things, and I appreciate your help. And so, excuse my multiple questions. I'd also like to congratulate a few officers as well for doing a great job. I don't know if there's an actual form for that.
There isn't, but I'll give you 2 forms, and you can kind of put them one on each, you know, if you like.
Okay.
So just one form for a complaint,
and if you had a formal
piece of paper.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I got a real big list here of stuff that I'm trying to get to the bottom of, and you've probably recognized me. I've been coming here for years trying to get to the bottom of the corruption here, and I'm going to continue to do so. No problem, take your time.
Now, is this for the Grand Traverse County Sheriff or the Traverse City Police?
I don't know the number of the amounts of complaints that I'm going to file on each. I think there's only 2 city police that I'm going to file a complaint about, and then there's 2 city police that I'd like to give a high five to, specifically. And then there's at least a dozen, maybe 15 county employees that I'd like to file complaints about. So if you just want to give me one form for each, I can make my own copies. It's okay. And if it's a matter of, giving my thanks to the officers, I can do so in a letter, if that would be better.
Okay, well, I'm going to give you this.
Okay.
This one is for Grand Traverse County.
Okay.
And just kind of put your information and start describing, then you can attach any additional papers to that.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah, I've actually got video and audio footage.
All right, and this is going to be for the Traverse City Police, and I'm going to... They don't have theirs on top of it, but I'll just attach a card to it. Oh, that's thick. Okay. And there again, just, fill out your information on this and then see attached if you're going to put things with it. So that form's for TCPD.
Okay.
Okay.
Excellent. Thank you.
That should get you started. And like I said, anything to do with prosecutors or the courts or anything like that, that's the route that you have to go directly with them.
Got you on that.
We only deal with whoever, our officers or deputies.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure, I asked questions that associated when I came up in my thinking process here, because, they're obviously corrupt, and I can't solve the problem by going through them. So, I'm trying to go through every avenue that a human being on this planet is supposed to go through legally to try to get resolution to these things, but it's not happening. I've been coming here for 10 years, and this has been a 10-year problem. And actually, it's been my whole life problem. And it's a society problem in general. So it's very serious. And I've been ignored for 10 years. And I've repeatedly asked to speak to an internal investigations department. And you've introduced me to the undersheriff, Mike Shea, but he didn't do me any good. Okay. He got upset when I tried to present witnesses to crimes that had happened, and he refuses to do anything about it. So I didn't get any resolution from him. He didn't care about evidence. He doesn't care about, CPS violating laws. Nobody's enforcing these laws. Okay. So who else do I go to? Okay, so I was told by the police officers that I'd like to congratulate. They told me to come down here and speak to the chief of police about the corruption in the sheriff's department. So I would like to set up a meeting with the chief of police about this corruption problem that's been 10 years ongoing. I would really like to speak to somebody in charge.
This is what I want to ask if you
Sure.
would do. All right,
absolutely.
So the form that you have with your Traverse City Police, if you could write a formal request that we're going to turn over to the chief.
Okay.
asking to set up an appointment with him, okay?
Thank you.
And give him your contact information so he can call you directly to set a schedule,
Okay.
okay?
Okay. Now I'm going to give the same opportunity at the sheriff.
Yeah.
If he would like to do the same thing instead of avoiding me,
Yeah.
so do the same thing with the sheriff
Same
then?
thing.
Would it be good to get these two gentlemen on board in the same meeting because it's, or do it separately?
That would be up to you.
Or do they care? I mean,
That would be up to you. If
Okay.
you wanted to have them meet as one, as a unit with you, or individually.
okay, well, I'll think about that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Whatever you're going to be comfortable with.
Oh, I'm comfortable with either. I'm a soldier for the United States Army. I was a Black Hawk mechanic crew chief, pilot, and I swore an oath to the Constitution, and I did so to protect the people of this country. And I'm trying to do so right now. I've been violated as a veteran. I served. I gave my life to this country, and this is the kind of treatment that I'm getting.
Okay.
This is people ignoring me. I'm trying to get to the bottom of this. There are enemies on our own soil,
Okay.
and they're all around us.
Yeah.
And nobody wants to do anything about it. And I'm sitting here screaming at the top of my lungs, please, somebody, let me do something. I don't have the power to do anything, apparently, so I'm asking the people that have the badges and have the authority to do this, and nobody cares. Okay? So thank you so much for that, because that wraps up that part of it. Because I've gone to the FBI.
Okay.
I've reported this to the FBI. They don't seem to care either. Which, some of these things that I'm trying to report are federal crimes. And I find it amazing that they don't care. Michigan State Police is also part of this via their narcotics team.
Okay.
And as far as the corruption goes, so really, I feel like, I'm putting myself at huge risk here. And I sure hope you remember me. Because if I come up missing or dead, I'm not suicidal. Never will be.
Okay.
I spent time in jail for crimes I didn't commit. And that's why I'm here. So I'm not going to kill myself. If you see me come up missing or you see me on the news, some crazy stuff, please do something about it.
Okay.
Because they're going to try to get rid of me.
Okay.
Okay?
I will.
So on to, I've filed Freedom of Information Acts before, and I filed the same act twice. I got different information on both of them, and I didn't get all of the information that I requested, and I'm wondering why this is. Why would somebody be holding my records from me? Because my attorney, back in 2015, was able to get 911 calls and things like this. Now, they tell me they don't have any of those things. It's very interesting. So, is there a complaint I can file because they're holding back information from me? The county says that they don't have evidence, but yet they claim they had evidence against me in a court file. So, either they have evidence or they don't.
You don't
know?
be able to answer you. It also depends on how long ago was this.
Well, I filed the Freedom of Information Act in, I believe it was 2017, and then again in 2018.
So when was the incident?
Well, the incidents were for the last 6-7 years.
Okay.
I asked for as much information as they could possibly give me. I gave them as much detail as possible, and I know that if you just punch my name in a computer, come on, you pull up a bunch of stuff, right?
Okay.
Let me access your computer, and I guarantee I'll find what I'm looking for, if it's in there.
Yeah.
But I don't have access to the computer, so who's ever picking the information to give to me is holding back information from me, or somebody's erased it. But one way or the other, I want to find out what's going on, because it's not right. How can an attorney for me get information that I can't get doing the same thing? She submitted a Freedom of Information Act request. She got 911 calls for these people that were accusing me of crimes that I didn't commit, and then they weren't prosecuted when it was proven that they made false claims.
All right, so when you filled out your Freedom of Information Act, did you ask specifically
Yes.
for 911 transcripts?
Yes. I asked for audio, video, anything they have on any of the cases that I listed, as many dates as possible, and they gave me more dates than I was even able to come up with as far as police reports were concerned. It's a stack like this. So I have a couple of these that I paid, $30 for or something like that, and they didn't give me any digital, drives or anything like that to back anything up. It was just all paper, police reports. Okay, so I'm like, what do I do about this? What do I do about the fact that I'm not getting the information that I'm supposed to be provided? So somebody is corrupt in the information providing department or keeping track of the information. I also had a piece of property that was confiscated from me due to these crimes that I was accused of that I didn't commit. So they took a pocket knife from me, and they never gave me that back.
Okay.
I'd like my pocket knife back. I didn't anything. And they took it from me, and they never gave it back.
Oops.
So where's my evidence?
Battery's getting
Where's
low.
my property
Hope we
that
make it.
wasn't even evidence?
Okay.
And they're supposed to hold on to evidence, correct?
Right. Well, for a certain amount of time. But put all that information down in your request.
Yeah, I'm recording this, so I got.
Keep it separate.
It's about to get exciting, more exciting.
So, internal
I promise.
affairs. I know that's a funny word. It's a TV word.
Affairs is for TV for a lot of it.
But who outside this unit of corruption do I go to? Because I went to the Michigan State Police, and they say they can't investigate this county. Seems weird to me that people would be avoiding investigating other units that are messing up and losing respect for law enforcement, because right now it's gone to the point where basically I don't trust the police at all.
Okay.
And I had a policeman sneak up on me in a parking lot, and I don't think that was very wise of him, because I hadn't done anything wrong.
Yeah.
And so I'm thinking, I'm really out here thinking people are going to be trying to kill me. Police, officers, and they're sneaking up on me in parking lots when I haven't done anything.
Okay.
And so this recent thing, which brings me to my next point, is, where did I oh, I didn't even bring it in. Okay, a month and a half ago, I was assaulted.
Okay.
A man ran me over in Tom's shopping center with his shopping cart twice.
Okay.
It's on video. I was recording it. The store recorded it. The police officer did his job, put it all together, got the guy's ID, found out who he was, built this case, sent it over to the prosecutor. Okay, it was a clear assault. Like, I put this on YouTube. Thousands of people have seen it. Like, nobody is in disagreement that this guy assaulted me. So now the prosecutor decides she's not going to prosecute. What in the hell is going on here? He violated the law. He assaulted me. I didn't defend myself because I'm afraid they're going to come and arrest me for defending myself. And so I didn't defend myself. This guy he tries to humiliate me in the store. He injures my Achilles tendon, and they don't prosecute.
Okay.
So now what, ma'am? I mean,
That's something you're going to have to request through the prosecutor as to, why it was declined.
But your police officer's relationship with these prosecutors is important, and they should care that the police work that they're doing is not...
Okay. So, that whole conversation, I think, was going just fine. I can't see, obviously besides someone who doesn't know what I know, thinking I'm crazy. I haven't hurt anybody. I wasn't yelling at the lady. I wasn't doing anything inappropriate. I was pointing to my list, which was on a plastic table, which kept kind of making a lot of noise because, it's just hollow. So that was about the only thing, kind of talking with my hands a little bit. But it's interesting to me. I'm basically just trying to get to the bottom of the corruption, I'm just trying to figure things out, trying to ask logical questions, and whatever she can answer, she can answer. Whatever she can't help me with, she can't help me with. But hey, she's listening. And before, she wouldn't listen very long at all. I've been in a talk with that lady that works there, behind the desk there at the reception. Dealt with her since about 6 years ago. And the first time I talked to her, she's real short to get rid of me in about 1 minute, But over the years, she's gotten, I think, interested in what I'm saying, because she listens and she does the best she can to direct me to whatever she can direct me to. And everything has been cool with this lady for the most part, besides her trying to just shoo me away at the beginning. Never had any issues. She's a nice lady. And helpful as far as I can tell. So no issues with me and this lady. She's awesome, actually. I mean, for one of them, or working for one of them, I think she's doing a great job. So, I've got a million thoughts going through my head then, and I'm trying to pick out the things that'll make the most impact. Not necessarily at the moment, but this woman's listening to me. I'm getting inside of her head. These words aren't going to go away. She's going to see things in the future that are going to validate what I say. Or maybe she knows somebody. Maybe she talks to somebody behind closed doors. Maybe she's got, maybe she knows somebody and will whisper something to somebody. That's why I go to these lengths to talk and say some of the things that I say. It's not just because I'm talking out of my ass or I'm crazy. It's just I've known the little, the back stuff that we don't see happens, and I've kind of predicted with patterns. So excuse the randomness of some of my ranting or elaborating and speed of talk, but nothing appropriate was going on in that lobby at all. You know, there was nothing, absolutely nothing for these police to come out and harass me about. Especially since I'm reporting corruption, you think that they would be coming out being like, "Oh man, well let's figure this out. You know, let's get to the bottom of this corruption." But as you'll see, it's the exact opposite. So here we go with the rest. Sorry, there was a boat coming up. I thought he was going to be noisy, so I figured I'd talk a little bit instead.
Passed on the prosecutor, and the prosecutor's not prosecuting anything. And she's done this. She won't prosecute CPS when they try to kidnap my children illegally, and multiple people's children. They spike people's drug tests. Look, in like 1980, a lady named Nancy Schaefer got up and she told everybody how corrupt CPS was. They were a child trafficking agency, and I'm here to report crimes against CPS as well. And I'm also here to report crimes against humanity with this coronavirus. Because unlike everybody else who's complying with all this shit, I am actually intelligent and I know exactly what's going on here.
She works with records. She's not going to be able to help you. So let's step outside.
I have to be able to voice myself the way I express myself. I'm not upset with her.
She can't help you.
She is helping me. And am I upsetting you? Am I upsetting
You're
you?
fine, but they might be able to answer more of your questions than I do.
They don't. Who are you?
I'm a deputy.
I mean, exactly. You're a deputy. No, thank you, but I've had this before. No deputies helps me, okay?
Well,
No offense, but no, she's helping me more than any of you ever will, dude. Here's the thing. I don't want to listen to you. Thank you. She's helping me just fine. Everything's fine.
We're going to remove you from this building now, sir.
I'm recording this. So for
That's
what?
fine.
For what?
She works with records.
Yeah?
And you're not wearing a mask as you're required to do so in this building.
I swore an oath to the Constitution, as did you. Did you not?
Yes, sir.
This is unconstitutional.
We need to remove
I'm
They're violating my rights, trying to violate my constitutional rights right there in the police station, guys. I mean, they don't even know what those rights are. They're not upholding the Constitution at all. Zero.
breathing man. You don't have any authority over me. I have done nothing to harm anybody. See? So who do I call when the police are trying to violate my rights? They're trying to violate my constitutional rights right now and have me removed from the building.
They still might have more answers for you than I have.
They don't have any answers. Every time I've gone through you, you tried to dish me off to one of these guys. No offense.
That's her
But
job,
you've
sir.
never done me any good.
Well, that's the level I
They don't know the law, though. I'm asking you for administrative stuff. That's why I want to talk to you.
And I gave you your
I just have a few other things to follow up
Are
on.
you done with? Is there
I
anything you can
don't
help
have
with?
any additional. I don't have any more information than I'm.
No, I'm basically almost done. Besides, I just had a few other minor things to talk about before I was about to leave anyway. So, again, I appreciate your help. You're always very helpful. I appreciate it very much. And I'm not upset with you or anybody else. I'm upset with the corrupt system, and I don't know why you guys are sitting here defending it. It's weird.
What's your name,
I'm a.
What's your name, man?
Look, you don't need to know my name. What you need to know is I'm a veteran of the United States Army. I'm a Black Hawk pilot, crew chief. Do you understand what that means? It means I'm extremely intelligent, okay? And I'm way above your level. I had a security clearance. So please, step the fuck back. Give me some respect. What are you doing right now?
You know what, man? Do you know why we got called out here?
I have no idea.
Okay, do you want to listen to why I'm here?
Sure.
Okay.
I'll listen to you, you listen to me.
Right.
Works that way,
I
right?
Listen to you.
Okay.
You don't want to tell me your name. I'm Deputy Grifford.
I've talked to you before. Yeah, you don't remember me?
I don't. What's your name?
That's amazing. You just forget about everybody you arrest that didn't do anything?
No, I didn't arrest you.
Yeah, you
Or did I?
You were there.
He doesn't even remember. This dude, I think it was him and Officer Tentacle, came to my house, kidnapped my daughter with all the other cops, even though CPS told them to leave my daughter at home because my daughter was a liar. This is my oldest child, who was 15, a huge problem her whole life, always causing trouble everywhere she went. And she ended up in my lap, and I'd had her for 3 months and was trying to straighten her out from being with her mother for 6-7 years. So this guy kidnaps my kid, and the next day they beat the crap out of me and arrest me and tried to say that I was resisting arrest and throw me in jail for charges and things that I didn't do. And this guy doesn't even remember me at all.
So
You're one of the people that I'm filing a complaint about.
The reason we got called out here, you want
He's one of the people that I'm filing a complaint about. I do not want to speak to him. Get him out of my face, please.
Yeah, they're sending me the
Somebody else.
corrupt guy that arrested me and violated my rights.
I'm not
to
yelling.
talk to
I'm
me.
raising my voice. It's perfectly acceptable. I'm not yelling at anybody.
With our records.
I'm passionate.
So listen.
I'm like I said, I was a drill sergeant in the Army as well. So like I'm actually.
They're trying to be the emotional police now, trying to tell me like I can't express frustration as I'm speaking to the clerk about corruption. Like, okay, emotional police, emotional sheriff's officer, okay. Let me act how you want me to act. Like, what is that? That's some narcissistic, psychopathic shit, dude. Like, you're trying to control my emotions? Like, wow. Who am I hurting by expressing myself naturally? Nobody. Their words, their animations.
I talk a little louder than everybody else because I want to be heard. Do you understand? This is why we were given a louder voice to speak with, because we have emotions that we're meant to express, and you're trying to stop me from expressing myself naturally.
Listen.
I'm not hurting anybody. I'm not doing anything.
Help. You need to keep your tone down.
You don't need to try to control my emotions, dude. I'm not hurting you with my emotions. Am I hurting anybody? Am I hurting anybody?
You're not going to get any help.
Am I hurting anybody? Answer the question. Am I hurting anybody, officer?
You're about to get kicked out.
I'm leaving anyway. You can't kick me out anyway.
Please leave.
If you stopped talking to me and harassing me, I'd have been gone already.
Okay.
So why don't you get out of my face and go away, and I'll leave.
You're free to leave.
Anything else you want to sit here and try to oppress me over? Why don't you walk outside and look up at the sky right now? Why don't you go look at the trails that are out there?
At this point, you know, I already know they're useless drones, and now I'm just gonna be a condescending fucking prick, because that's all they are. They're out here, instead of helping me with corruption, they're out here telling me to not speak up loud enough to be heard, not express any kind of frustration with the system, trying to tell me I have to wear a mask. It's like, okay, everything that you've mentioned is not even a concern at all. So, since you're dealing with people with fruit fly attention spans that don't give a fuck about you, it's a waste of your time to try to actually, like, you know, discuss anything intelligently. They're just fucking idiots. It's not going to help. No matter how much you go through the lengths of trying to explain things like a logical person, you're talking to a fucking psycho. It's a waste of time. You got to fight fire with fire. So this is where the savage part of me comes in, of my nickname, Savage Savant.
You know what those are? Oh, you think they're condensations, don't you? Exactly. Go look at the sky. You're not doing anybody any favors. You're not a hero. Neither of you. None of you. The issue is everything's corrupt and you guys are blind. And you're all part of it, especially him.
Is there some way that we can solve this here?
Yeah, you can get to the bottom of the corruption.
He's just about to leave.
No. Now I'm not, because you keep engaging me. So, you want to keep engaging me? I'll keep staying here. There's nothing you can do to make me leave. I'm not doing anything to harm anybody. I'm sitting here on public property, trying to access public services like I'm entitled to as a human being on this earth. I'm not owned by the corporation like you anymore. You're owned by a corporation. Your birth certificate. You are literally traded on the stock market like slaves. I'm here to try to help you too. But you all want to like treat me like the enemy. I'm your friend. I'm a veteran. What part about that don't you get? You're the ones that are drones for the system.
Nobody cares.
You're
that you
protecting
served in
the
the
elite.
Army. Nobody cares.
Lots
Nobody
of
cares.
things. The bottom of
Who
the
cares?
corruption. Fix it.
All this fucking patriot
Yes,
bullshit.
you can. Our food and our air and our water is
Fake-ass
poisoned. It's being
patriots.
poisoned right now outside. The geoengineering that's going on in the sky, you think that doesn't affect you? You think that doesn't cause your viruses? You create viruses within your body. They're called exosomes. They're not viruses. You don't catch them. 1918, the Boston Health Department did experiments on people and tried to prove contagion. It's not possible. You're all wearing masks because you're buffoons.
What's your name?
Doesn't matter. What's your name?
Leave.
Why are you out here?
I'm the supervisor for this department.
Wow, that means a lot to me.
It's more
You're
than
not doing anything about corruption, so you don't mean nothing to me, buddy.
I can do it right now. If
Really,
you
it's
want
not,
to
that's
follow
what
up,
every one of you little officers say. There's nothing you can do about the corruption.
What do you need here right now?
To end the corruption in Grand Traverse County.
We can't do that right
Why not? Because you're not doing your
They
jobs,
can't
that's why.
end the corruption.
Your
They
prosecutors
can't do
corrupt,
that
the
right
judges
now,
are
but they've
corrupt,
got
the
the
court
time to
system's corrupt,
harass me in the
CPS
lobby over
kidnaps
absolutely
kids.
nothing.
I mean, what more do you need? Like, every smart person in the world right now is going after the government for what they're doing with this coronavirus hoax. And you're participating in it, you're wearing masks, you believe in this stuff, you believe. You all believe
Why would you come to the
external
government?
authorities. That's what you're looking for.
So you want
You
to
do what
come
you're
to
told.
the government to fight the corrupt government?
What?
You think you're going to come to the government to fight the corrupt government?
I'm proving to the people that there is no solution coming and jumping through these stupid hoops that you all pretend exist.
There are other people who need help, so you need to leave.
Where?
Okay.
Where?
They're waiting outside.
They're waiting outside?
Right.
I'm holding people up?
Yes.
Where are they?
There was a woman waiting in the lobby.
I don't see anybody.
She left because you're causing a
So
complaint.
I'm allowed to sit here and access services. I'm not stopping anybody. She could have waited her turn, and you're making this longer by engaging me. So why don't you go away?
Sir, we
You arrested me. I didn't do anything. Do you understand? In 2012, you arrested me. You were there. You were part of the problem. Do you understand that, Deputy Gifford? I remember you. You don't remember me. That's really strange. You don't remember me? You guys put me in an ambulance. Wow. You don't remember that? Pete's place?
No.
Huh? When my wife accused me of rape, and then she admitted to the court and everybody else that she made it up, and there were plenty of witnesses to back up my story, and you and everybody else beat the shit out of me and put me in jail. So get out of my
You want
face.
to go to jail right now?
I'm not going to jail for what? For what? Freedom of speech?
No.
Go ahead. Freedom of speech.
You need to leave.
You need to leave.
You need to leave right now.
You need to leave right now, and I'll leave. You're engaging me. Why don't you go away?
Somebody's going to come in here.
And I'll leave as soon as they do.
They're not going to come in here with you.
Stop engaging me. You think you're going to win against me? I mean, really? You've forgotten about me. I still got you in my mind,
What do
buddy.
you need? What do you
One
need?
of these is for you. Do you understand?
What do you need to help?
One of these.
He's one of the cops that I'm filing the complaint about. And he's sitting there trying to act like he's going to help me. I mean, this is ridiculous. Like, at this point, I felt like I should have had some crayons in my pocket and offered him some crayons and pointed at the nearest window. Because he's a fucking full potato. Who does he think he's trying to fool here? He's a corrupt cop in my face about wanting to know how he can help me. Come on, bro. I mean, he was looking for respect in some place he's never gonna find it.
For you.
What do you need?
Go away. I'm done. She helped me with my whole list. Okay. And you just interrupted at the end. So good job, hero.
All right.
You're just sitting here. You know what I'm doing with you?
Thank
I'm
you, sir.
venting on you. So you know what?
I can
Go
tell.
away. You're useless. Sorry, but you're useless. You're nothing but a slave drone. You're doing what you're told.
Goodbye.
Slave. You're oppressing everybody. You're pathetic. Pathetic. So are you. Weak ass cowards, dude. Was I holding you up?
No, I was just telling myself I did a shitty job charging.
Oh, okay, because they were telling me somebody was waiting and I was holding everybody up. You weren't waiting?
No, I just pulled in.
You just pulled in? Oh, okay. I was going to say, if you were waiting for me, I apologize, but they were they're all corrupt in here, and this whole county's corrupt, and they don't care about it. They're trying to kick me out of here. It's funny.
That's weird.
It is weird. I got a whole thing recorded.
There was nobody outside waiting. I highly
Fuck
doubt there was
you.
anybody that came in.
Dipshits. Fuck you gonna do, bitch? Stupid fucking cops. Fucking Gifford. That's one of the motherfucking corrupt motherfuckers that fucking arrested me for shit I didn't do. These motherfuckers don't even remember that shit. They don't care. They don't give a fuck that they oppressed somebody and violated somebody. Assholes. Fuck these motherfuckers.
All right. That's the end of the audio. I don't know, you know? It's a crazy world we live in. Like thinking I actually think that the government's gonna fix the corrupt government. No, I don't think there's any solution by going through government to fix corrupt government. I think government's created to be corrupt. I mean, it's socialism no matter how you slice it. I mean, I don't have a problem with us having some sort of community where we respect the laws of nature, whereas do no harm to anybody else and don't do harm to the planet. And same thing goes for everybody, then no harm gets done. But if somebody harms you or tries to harm you in any way, then they deserve to be dealt with in whatever way you see fit. And if we had a natural world like this, we would have a lot less problems. The police can't solve all of our problems. There's not enough of them. And we're not taught to solve our own problems, which means we're going to keep creating problems. This is a perpetual cycle. They make money off of our problems. They don't do anything to solve the problems. And the solution, folks, is pretty simple. You know, we all have to start learning to handle our own problems. We all have to start at least educating our kids. If the school system is not going to do it, we have to get our kids educated in self-defense, not just physical self-defense, but dietary self-defense and psychological self-defense, because nobody's being given the tools to have good relationships. Nobody's been given the tools to recognize abuse. And I think this is definitely on purpose. I think that we're not taught as children to defend ourselves, because then we're the perfect victims for society to take advantage of us. We're not taught anything about relationships. We get out here and 80% of us get a divorce. A lot of people aren't taking care of their kids because the court system gets involved and demands people do this or that, and they make fathers broke. They make fathers slip into depression and kill themselves, and the court system does the same thing to mothers, but fathers have been taking a beating for a long time. It destroyed our family system. The diet, the food that we're given is total garbage. Unless you're growing your own food in the most controlled environment possible, it's not healthy food anymore. Our whole environment's getting poisoned. If you're living in a city, your water system is totally screwed with chemicals and stuff. Your stuff you're ingesting is cancer causing and horrible, and even the stuff they're spraying the rest of the planet with is enough to start messing with the chemistry in the aquifers. So we need to do something. We need to get all this chemical shit out of our water, out of our air. We need to stop burning fossil fuels, and I know they're not fossils, don't get me going on that, but we need to switch over. Free energy exists, folks. I was going to invent it. I'm a patent agent / aspiring inventor, because I realized that the patent office is completely corrupt. So I decided to not patent anything and not waste my time and just enjoy my life creating things for myself and others as much as I could without going through a patent process. Because you can't patent free energy. Anybody who tries dies, and anybody who succeeds dies. You have to be able to succeed and spread it far and wide quickly, or you're dead. All the people that know how to do free energy are people that have been erased, sucked up into the system, or destroyed. So we got to start making changes. I'm an inventor, I'm a creator. I have lots of solutions, and be putting out the solutions as well, not just audio and videos of me dealing with cops and legal system. But I think this is where we need to start. We need to start with the corruption. We need to get rid of the corruption as soon as possible, because right now it's literally killing the planet. They're going to destroy us because they're too greedy. They can't see what they're doing. And it's not going to continue. We need to turn this ship around before we hit this iceberg real quick, you know? So I hope you guys have a good day. It's been 53 minutes. If you're still here, thanks for your attention. And let's spread the word, and let's get people educated on how to deal with these police, and let's all start grouping up, because as you can see, no matter how much you know as one person, it doesn't matter. They're a gang. You know, I don't have a gang. I'm a gang of one. I can't really find a gang, you know? My gang isn't a gang. We're not a gang. It's a gang in the form of, like, just a group of people. You could call us a gaggle. I'm looking for my gaggle. I'm looking for my flock. I'm looking for, you know, looking for my crowd, my group of people, my group of men and women, preferably. Let's all stand in our men and women rights from our Creator and take this planet back. All of us together can create a much better Earth than what we're experiencing right now. We could live on an Earth where everybody was abundant. There's no reason for anybody to be homeless. There's no reason for anybody to be hungry. There are more seeds than there are fruit. Every single time something grows, there's no reason for there not to be food everywhere. There's no reason for there not to be plenty of everything. The only reason that we're running out of things is because we're using them like idiots and creating products that go straight from the production to the landfill in quick time. And we waste a lot of energy transporting things around that we could learn to make locally and help each other in a community fashion instead of being stuck on the government titty to supply everything for us and their master chains and all that things that they can pull the plug anytime they want. And we are fucked, people. We're going to soon realize that. So I'm looking for people who are co-op people, cooperative, collaborative, okay? Let's get this done. Let's get together. Let's form groups. Let's do something. I'm all ears. Let's collaborate and get some conversations going at minimum. All right, everybody. It is Friday. Not that that means much to me. Just another day. Whose calendar is it anyway? Who says what time it is? Who says what century and what year it is? They kept changing it BC, now it's AD. You ever think about that? Who gets to make up those rules? I think humanity has been fooled, folks. Time to wake up. If you're not awake, let me be your wake-up agent, so to speak. I don't claim any labels, so I'm not going to say I'm woke, because I think that's hilarious. I've been aware, and that's the word I use. And the words that the shrinks use is hypervigilance or hyper-awareness. And I'm guilty of that. I have hyper-awareness. I'm very sensitive to things, including information that's sent from mind to mind. I've proven this. We're all psychic. If you work on your ability, you can do amazing things, which is why some people don't understand what I do. So if you don't understand what I do, stay tuned, don't judge, ask questions, learn. I'm more than willing to share all of my experiences, honestly, with integrity, and engage with people so that other people can come to the understandings and we can all start calling these psychopaths out and getting rid of them, and so that everybody starts to recognize the behavior. So as soon as a psychopath shows up on the scene, we all attack them like a swarm and they cease to exist, and then we have a heaven on earth again. All right, folks, I do love everybody, even the people that I chew their ass and roast them and set them on fire like toast. And I'm talking like hypothetically, verbally, like in a comedy sense. I'm not talking about literally. Like I said, I live by the principle of no harm. Do no harm, take no shit though. I don't take no shit either. I do no harm to anybody over anything. I don't take your shit, I don't hit you, I don't do anything to you. Now, how you take my words is not my problem. I don't get to choose your emotions, so I'm free to speak and say anything I fucking want to. Anybody should be encouraged to do so, and I encourage people to do so with me. Call me whatever you want. I promise you, what you say to me won't faze me unless I value what you say. That's the way it works with me. So all the insults people throw at me, nothing. I like criticism. I like your feedback. I like your projections. It tells me everything I need to know about you. Keep it coming. Have a great day, folks. Stay tuned. And let me know what you want me to talk about. I mean, I'll talk about whatever. Like, elaborate on any subject I can. Don't ask me to talk about knitting fucking sweaters or some shit like that. I mean, let's talk about something that's fucking important. I don't watch television. I do nothing but research and experience life. And I've done a lot of things. Maybe I should include a resume in my next video so we can collaborate better. See how it is? I'm a creative, collaborative person. I talk about the future. I talk about concepts and ideas. I hang out with people that are motivated and people that are considered to be OCD. Like, they're organized. Everything's organized. Their life's organized. They're organized. Their mind's organized. They know who they are. That's the people I'm looking for. All right. Till next time, this is Savage Savant. Have a good one.